Hi, my name is Allan Madan. I'm a chartered accountant and a tax expert in the Toronto, Mississauga, and Oakville regions of Ontario, Canada. Today's short video is about how to prepare a corporation income tax return for a business in Canada. I'm going to walk you through step by step the corporation income tax return process, including the completion of all applicable schedules. The hope is by the end of this video, you'll be able to complete your own corporation income tax return. So let's start. In this example, I'm using a fictitious company called Tech Consulting Company, Inc. Let's look at the income statement of this particular company. Tech Consulting, Inc. has a December 31st, 2010 year end with sales of $200,000 and expenses listed below totaling $84,000. At the bottom, you'll see profit revenue minus expenses of $116,000. It's a profitable company. Let's take a look at the balance sheet or the statement of worth of Tech Consulting Company, Inc. Tech Consulting Company, Inc. has cash assets of $83,100, so it's a healthy balance sheet. Total assets of $149,100, total liabilities of $13,000, and equity representing the money retained inside the corporation of $136,100. Before you start the preparation of your corporate income tax return, you'll require both the income statement and balance sheet of your company. Now, where do we get the schedules for the preparation of the tax return? That's an easy answer. It can be obtained from the Canada Revenue Agency's website, the URL for which is shown at the top bar, cra-arc.gc.ca. Under Search the Site, I'm now going to look for the schedules, and I will type in T2 Returns and Schedules. I'll hit the search button. The eighth link under the search results is T2 Returns and Schedules. It provides a listing of all of the schedules that you could ever possibly need for the preparation of a company tax return. In reality, you only need a few of these schedules, so pick and choose the ones that you require. Let's start with the basic schedules for the preparation of the tax return. Schedule 100, the balance sheet, is a summary of the balance sheet information which I showed to you previously. Total assets of $149,100 and total liabilities of $13,000 with equity of $136,100. The next schedule is Schedule 125, the income statement. Again, this schedule is a summarization of your company's income statement. Here we can see the sales, operating expenses, and net income for accounting on line 9970 for $116,000. Those schedules are simple to complete. The next schedule, Schedule 50, is an information schedule. On here, you simply report the name of each shareholder. In this case, I put myself, Allan Madan, social insurance number, and the number of shares owned. Schedule 8 is the calculation of capital cost allowance on the tangible assets that the company owns. This represents the wear and tear on the company's physical assets. During the year, the company acquired two categories of assets, furniture for $15,000 and computers for $1,000, both of which you can see in column 3. In column 11, the capital cost allowance is calculated based on the depreciation rates in column 8, 20% and 100%. Computers have a special write-off if they were purchased before February 2011 and that the entire computer purchase is tax deductible, the full amount. In any other case, the half-year rule applies, meaning that only half of the depreciation that would otherwise be applicable can be claimed in the year of acquisition. So for furniture, instead of 20%, it's 10% or $1,500 in the year of acquisition. Schedule 1, the calculation of net income for tax purposes, which we're now looking at, is the heart of the tax return. On Schedule 1, we can see that our accounting income is $116,000 coming from our income statement and Schedule 125. Meals and entertainment, half of which are non-deductible, are added back, $1,000 of the $2,000. Capital cost allowance of $2,500, representing the wear and tear on the assets, is deducted. After the add-backs and deductions, our net income for tax purposes is $114,500. Now we go to the T2 Corporation Income Tax Return, Schedule 200. This is an 8-page form. On the first page, on box 1, I've disclosed the business number. On boxes 2 to 18 on the top left, I've disclosed the address of the head office. I have not completed the mailing address or the location of the books and records because they are the same as the address of the head office. I've entered the year on box 60 and 61. In this case, my company has a 2010 calendar year. Your company's year may differ. The answers to most of these are no. On box 80, I've checked yes, that the corporation is a resident of Canada. And on box 40 on the left-hand side, I have checked that the Canadian corporation that I own in this example is a Canadian-controlled private corporation, meaning that it receives a beneficial tax rate. On page 2, I've checked the boxes of the schedules that I'm preparing. On page 3, I've entered in the additional information. Most companies do not use IFRS if they're small businesses. I've entered in on box 284 the description of the services being provided, consulting services 100%. The rest of the schedule is the calculation of tax, the small business deduction, $19,465. The formula is shown there, net income times 17%. Let's continue. The base amount of Part 1 tax on line 550, again, is another formula, which is the net income, $14,500 multiplied by 38%. The small business deduction calculation we saw above. The federal abatement calculation is also above. So when we take the $43,510 minus the small business deduction minus the federal tax abatement, we get Part 1 tax payable of $12,595. When I look at the last page, page 8, I can see that my federal tax is $12,595. From Schedule 5 on box 760, my provincial tax calculation is $5,721. I haven't shown you the calculation of Schedule 5, but it is straightforward. The total balance owing is $18,316. And at the very bottom of page 8, I've disclosed my name, my position, and telephone number along with the date. You simply need to sign the return in box 958. Pardon me, right beside box 955. That completes the preparation of the corporation income tax return and related schedules. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you would like further information on tax tips, please visit my website, http://madanca.com. Thanks again for watching. Bye.